dear Chacruna audience. It's a pleasure to be here with you again. My name is Bia Labate, and I am Executive Director of the Chacruna Institute for Psychedelic Plant Medicines. And we are in Mission Bay Conference Center in San Francisco. We can take a little look. We are, at the door of Awaken's Future Summit, and people are registering. You can see the banner here, and you can also see Joshua Meadow, who is a friend and colleague, was my student in CIIS, and he's one of the organizers of this conference. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Sure. So my name is Josh Meadow. I'm the Director of Operations for Consciousness Hacking. We're a global community focused around the intersection of technology and spirituality to support deeper connection, healing, and awakening.
Awesome. And what is this conference about? What is Awaken Future Summit about?
So this conference really embodies what we see as the next evolution for consciousness hacking, which is really bringing psychedelics into the conversation. We've talked a lot about the intersection of meditation and technology, but really as we see psychedelics becoming more mainstream, more closer towards legalization and more accepted as valuable tools for transformation and healing, we really wanted to bring that into the conversation along with meditation and technology to really see how these tools can work together and support each other and synergize to really bring about the next paradigm of healing and awakening.
Okay, awakening. I am, Brazilian, just getting used to the American ways. When I think of awaken, I kind of think of like an alarm clock or something like that. What is awakened in the U.S.?
Sure. So awakening is really, it's an open term. I think it can mean what you want it to mean. I think a lot of people have this sort of like woo-woo idea of it, meaning like spiritual enlightenment or something. But for me, it really is just the world is asleep right now. We're asleep to the destruction that we're causing to the environment, to each other, and we need to wake up. And psychedelics and meditation and technology have the potential to really wake people up and see what they are doing to each other and to the world, and to really to just see that they are really hurting themselves. That we're all connected. That this is all the destruction we're causing is really destruction to our own individual selves, because the individual is the collective. We're all one. We're all the same, and that's what these tools can help us see. And so, really, awakening is waking up to that truth, the truth of connection and unity between all things.
So it's fair to say that this is about imagining a future. It's a kind of maybe nostalgia of a future that doesn't exist yet, something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not, we try to be optimistic, and of course, but we're not denying the fact that we are very far from this future that we're imagining. This is a dream but we believe it is possible. And of course, technology, we all know, is very far from that ideal in particular. And that's why really we believe in technology that could be informed by contemplative spirituality and psychedelics as actually the source for how we build and how we create our technology, and then that can then mutually support these deeper experiences. So yeah, we are envisioning this potential future that can be, that we all know in our hearts is possible.
Well, I'm all for that, but just trying to understand, and also just that everybody doesn't know that yet. Isn't it like, I don't understand very well this idea of a technology that will transform us? Is it something in the technology, a new kind of technology, but isn't it more about our relationship to technology?
It's definitely very much about our relationship to technology. One of the sort of unofficial mottos of consciousness hacking is we are what we build and we build what we are. And it's the reason there's nothing inherently, in my opinion, harmful about technology itself. The technology that we built, it has come from a place of greed and of materialism and of and sort of this capitalist mentality. But if we were to build technology actually from a place of love and compassion and really and connection, there's no reason that the technology needs to be harmful and cannot be really supportive and transformative.
Okay, so do you have any example on how such technology could look like?
Yeah, so we have some examples this weekend, I think, of people really demonstrating this. There's some stuff that's really cutting edge that really the most obvious example we have Ariel Garten, who's the founder of Muse. That's a really common popular example we like to talk about today, which is just a EEG headset, brain headband that scans your brain while you meditate and gives you real-time feedback of neurofeedback of how you're meditating, and helps guide you into a more present meditative state. So it really helps train your mind to meditate better. And then there's stuff that's a little more edgy, like that Jay Sanguinetti is going to be talking about, which is this direct transcranial brain stimulation. But from his research, he's really showing that through stimulating this very small part of the brain, we can actually induce a kind of transcendent, non-dual type of state. So we're really just at the very beginning of this, and like you said, a lot of it is really imagining and seeing what's possible, but there are some people who are really actually doing this stuff, starting to do some really powerful work with it.
Okay, I know you're really busy, and we're not going to figure out what is transcranial brain scanning right now. Just maybe a final word on, in Brazil or in South America, I would say, when you go to this shamanic rituals that they combine all kinds of things. We call it like a shamanic cocktail that you throw in, different plants, and we talk about it a little bit, maybe, derogatory or pejorative. When you mix too many things, maybe it's just get really messy. So what is this idea that you mix technology, meditation, and psychedelics? Is this all at once, or what are you guys talking about?
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely not necessarily all at once, though that's possible, but I agree with you that it's mixing too many things without the proper intention and care can be harmful, and it's about learning how to do it really skillfully and not overdoing it. But really, people are already doing this naturally. People know that meditation, this is helps you to go deeper into a psychedelic experience, or helps you integrate. There are very obvious connections of things that really can inform each other. The integrating technology and psychedelics, that's a little more radical and new, and we really still need to figure out the ways to do that skillfully.
Do you have anybody talking specifically about that, integration technology?
Yeah. So there are people who are, creating VR programs, for example, that are meant to induce a psychedelic experience or sort of create a similar experience to psychedelics, and it can be used potentially to prepare people for psychedelic therapy, to give people sort of this test experience, so they don't have to go right into it if they potentially have some psychological stuff that would make it more risky for them to go into a psychedelic experience. It can be a good preparation, for example, integration. So there's going to be some people talking about that. I need to go.
All right, so everybody, thank you for following, and I just want to say one final word, that we should also be looking at traditional technologies of the sacred, and the idea of plant diets and how you can transform your own body by taking certain plants and following certain diets and acquiring other wisdom, maybe transforming into a plant, acquiring the view of a plant. So my little piece here is that technology is just not what we do, but there's a lot of traditional technologies that involve no external technological apparatus, but a kind of relationship to nature and animism that there is much to explore. Joshua has to go. Congratulations on your event, and we can have a little look on. Thank you very much, and keep on following, keep on watching, and we'll be blogging from Awakened Futures here in San Francisco. Big hug from me. Take care.